come all. It's now time for What's Hot. This is where we talk about those stories that have everybody talking.
Today we are joined by Barb Bartlein of the People Pro. Jeff Wagner back with us also. Time Magazine's latest cover, Enraging Teachers. It's titled Rotten Apples, and the blurb under it says, it is nearly impossible to fire a bad teacher. The article is about the latest effort by school reformers to reduce or end teacher protections. There is a petition demanding an apology now and a call for a boycott of the magazine. Your thoughts?
Well, Wagner's rule of life number one, life is tough, get a helmet. I don't understand what the controversy here is. It is almost impossible in many states to fire bad teachers. And if you talk to rank and file teachers, they'll tell you they know who the good ones are, they know who the average ones are, and they know who the bottom 10% is. But the way the educational system is developed, it's almost impossible to get rid of the bottom 10%, and that's why they get moved from school to school. You call it the dance of the lemons. Time has nothing to apologize for.
I totally disagree. I think they owe the teachers and parents an apology. This was really kind of making a real dramatic statement, and so people are coming to the conclusion, oh, there's a lot of rotten apples, etc. You know what? There's a lot of very, very good teachers that continue to see their rights erode, their benefits erode. Let's face it, it's kind of a thankless job. And to me, it's one more example of politics, corporate cultures coming in and saying this is the way education should be run.
Barb,
I disagree.
The fact that you would defend the failures in the educational system is appalling. Not all teachers are good. There are bad teachers. You talk to teachers, they will tell you about that. You do not do anybody a favor by saying that bottom 10%, we're going to pretend that there's no problems. We're just going to let them continue to create havoc in the classroom.
We've even seen here in Wisconsin.
Why defend the bottom 10%?
But there was one teacher who got caught with something inappropriate on his email at school. They had an impossible time firing him.
Yeah, and I understand that point, Jeff. What I'm saying is this is yet again an effort by certain people, CEOs with money, et cetera, to come up, or politicians, and say, this is the way education should be run. This is the way, you know, a good example is the whole No Child Left Behind. This thing is a total fallacy, does nothing to help educate kids, and it was designed by the politicians.
Last word here.
What this story is talking about is how it is almost impossible to get rid of tenured teachers, regardless of whether they're doing the job or not. And I guess I just don't understand why anybody who cares about kids would be defending, again, that bottom 10%. You talk to principals, they'll tell you this. You talk to teachers, they'll tell you this.
All right.
Why do we pretend it doesn't happen?
Out of time on topic one. Coming up next, the viewer's choice topic of the day.
And Brian got her back with another look at the forecast. Of the day.
Again, we are joined by Barb Bartlein and Jeff Wagner from 620 WTMJ. The viewer's choice topic today, 2 gun owners licensed to carry concealed weapons brought their firearms to Mitchell Airport last week. Both of them made it all the way to the security checkpoint before they discovered the guns in their backpacks. Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office was called. These 2 were released without incident. Both men said they forgot they had the guns on them. Should they be charged? And I didn't know, Jeff, that even if you go into a place that is posted as no firearms allowed, and you still have your concealed weapon on you, oops, I forgot, is the perfect defense.
Well, it depends.
Because you can't be, you have to knowingly have it on you.
Well, there is some debate as to what knowingly means. Does knowingly mean you knowingly went through the detector? Does knowingly mean that you knew that you had the gun? I actually talked to one of these guys on my radio show this afternoon, and his story was, he said, look, I overpacked. I had my bag. I checked it. I just threw some shirts into this other bag, this backpack. I'm so embarrassed. I had no idea that I had this gun here, and I was really sorry. I got questioned, and I guess I look at this. I think you got to make inquiries. I don't know what's served by. You're certainly not going to put somebody in jail for 30 days. Do you give them a few $100 fine? I'm not sure I know what that accomplishes.
They do hold the gun, though, right? I mean, they keep the gun until you come back.
Yes. Yes.
See, I find it a little bit frightening that people are walking around with guns and don't know it. I agree with you, Jeff. I don't think they should be arrested. I don't think they should be put in jail, but I think they should be fined. It takes up time and energy, and my understanding is in this case, they may still be fined by the TSAs. I think that's suitable.
Well, I mean, and Claire, I think anybody would tell you, concealed carry permit holder, you have a responsibility to, know where your gun is. There's no question about it. If there were any evidence that either these two guys at the airport or the women who tried to go into the courthouse over the last month, if there was any evidence at all that they were trying to do something nefarious, I'd say throw the book at them. I think in all these cases, they're really, really embarrassed. They feel really, really stupid. If they ever do it again, then I'd say throw the book at them.
All right, lightning round time. Talking about flying. How about getting on one of these? It's a windowless plane. CPI developed a concept plane that lines the cabin with curved HD screens, cameras mounted on the aircraft's exterior, and then they pipe in that video so it makes it look like the walls are see-through. Why?
They're not fooling me, Courtney. I get...
I'm fine with the window, thank you.
Yeah, I actually, when I looked at that photo, started to get heart palpitations and anxiety. No, it's way too claustrophobic for me.
The folks that need to medicate to fly, I don't even think that would work for them.
Oh yeah, I have a friend, I'd have to put an IV in her. There's no way she could do that.
I always sit in the aisle anyhow. I never want the window seat regardless. I actually think depending on what designs they put up there, it might be cool. One of the reasons they're looking at doing this is because apparently they can make the planes lighter if you don't have the support for the windows.
Right.
And if they're lighter, they use less gasoline or jet fuel or whatever.
Okay, but what about, I get motion sick. I don't think that would go well.
I don't think it would be totally accepted by the general public. I really don't. People like their window seats. They like looking out the windows.
I like just having what appears to be walls, like something tangible.
Oh, you'd feel
right
like
there.
You were actually out in the...
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, maybe they need a
free-falling.
different design. I acknowledge that one that we're seeing, that one's kind of creepy. It does make you kind of seem like you're out there in the clouds.
You're flying without any protection.
I think I'd put a parachute on.
The What's Hot discussion will continue online. You guys can pick that up there. Find it at tmj4.com/hot.